Clock it!
They did not come with money. They did not come with connections. They did not come with power. They came with style. They came with confidence. They came with one word: clock it. And from that moment, nothing on this campus remained the same.
This is the circle of African tales where African wisdom lives and every story has a lesson.
Resumption week at Brightwell Private University always came with noise. Suitcases dragging across tiled walkways, parents arguing with security, freshers walking in circles, lost already, seniors returning with new hair, new clothes, new attitudes. Everything looked normal until the four girls arrived. They did not come with noise, they did not shout, they did not rush. They simply walked in together through the main gate, calm, unbothered, dressed like they had already decided who they were long before campus tried to name them. The first was Ariana Kolokori. Tall, quiet posture, straight back, soft steps. Her human hair wig was wine red, laid perfectly to her shoulders. Her outfit was simple: cream trousers, fitted black top, but everything about her looked expensive without trying. People noticed her eyes first, observant, sharp, like someone always thinking 2 steps ahead. Beside her walked Jade Williams Adebayo. You heard Jade before you saw her, laughing loudly, talking with her hands, pointing at buildings and making jokes about everything. Her wig was honey blonde, curled loosely, bouncing as she walked. She wore sneakers, ripped jeans, oversized hoodie, comfort mixed with attitude. She was fearless in the way only people who had never been ashamed could be. Behind them came Naomi Gray Mensah, quiet, almost invisible if you were not paying attention. Her hair was jet black, straight, parted neatly in the middle. She wore glasses. Her dress was simple, blue cotton, no makeup, no jewelry except a thin silver chain. But when she lifted her eyes, people noticed something strange. Calm, depth, like someone who knew things she never said. Last was Talia Brooks Daniels. The campus noticed Talia immediately. Electric blue wig, short skirt, gold chains layered on her neck, nails shining, bag bright green. Everything about her screamed color, creativity, confidence. She walked like the campus was already her runway. 4 girls, 4 styles, 1 silent rhythm. They moved as if they had rehearsed the walk. Not loud, not proud, not begging for attention, just present. Within 10 minutes, people started staring. Freshers paused mid-conversation. Seniors slowed their steps. Security guards glanced twice. Who are they? Are they models? Which department are beg, see, here? They did not respond to the whispers. They walked straight to the registration hall. Inside, the queue was long and disorganized. Students complained loudly. Staff shouted names. Papers scattered everywhere. The 4 girls joined quietly. When it was Ariana's turn, she spoke softly. "Good morning, sir. Ariana Cole Okore, Faculty of Law." The man looked at her form, paused, looked again. "You got full scholarship?" "Yes, sir." He nodded slowly, impressed. Jade followed. Jade Williams Adebayo, Mass Communication. She joked with the staff, made them laugh, signed her forms in seconds, and left smiling. Naomi came next. The clerk checked her grades and frowned. "These scores, you came top of your state?" "Yes, ma." The woman blinked twice. "Very good." Talia's turn caused small drama. Her fashion alone drew attention. "Fine arts?" "Yes, sir." The man smiled knowingly. "Figures." They finished registration without stress. By afternoon, they were moving into the same hostel wing. Coincidence or fate, nobody knew. Room 316, room 318, room 320, room 322. 4 doors, same corridor. By evening, the hostel had a new topic. Those girls on 3rd floor. They are too calm. They dress like influencers. See the tall one, eh? Lecturers noticed them the next day. In the first lecture, Ariana answered a question before anyone else understood it. The hall went quiet. The lecturer smiled, very sharp. Jade volunteered for group work without fear. Naomi solved a problem on the board without explanation, wrote it clean, returned to her seat. Talia sketched an entire concept design during class that made her lecturer pause. "Who taught you this?" "I taught myself, sir." By midweek, boys had started orbiting, not chasing, hovering, finding excuses to walk past them, offer directions they did not need, borrow pens that never returned. But the girls did not flirt. They did not entertain nonsense. They laughed among themselves, studied together, ate quietly at the back tables, never fought for attention, never competed. Other girls began watching closely. Why are they always together? They think they are better than us. That tall one is too proud. That fashion one is doing too much. The whispers grew, not angry, not jealous yet, just curious. By Friday evening, something strange had happened. Without trying, without posting, without performing, the four girls were known. Not famous, but noticed. When they walked into the cafeteria, heads turned. When they passed hostels, conversations paused. When their names appeared on class lists, people remembered. And then the sentence started moving. Softly at first, from hostel to hallway, from lecture to cafeteria, from boys to girls, from seniors to freshers. Those girls are different. Not beautiful, not rich, not popular. Different. And none of them knew yet that this small attention was the beginning of something that would soon change the entire campus.
The first time the word left anyone's mouth, it was a joke, a small joke, a careless caption, a harmless post. It happened on a Wednesday evening. Hostel power had just returned after 3 hours of darkness. Girls rushed to charge phones. Boys stood in corridors arguing about football. Music started playing from open windows. Inside room 318, Jade sat cross-legged on her bed, scrolling through videos. Talia was trying on 3 different wigs in front of the mirror. Ariana sat on the floor with her laptop, reading court cases. Naomi lay on her stomach, writing quietly in a notebook. "Abeg, look at this campus live video," Jade said, laughing. "Everybody is doing the same thing. Same walk, same song, same fake confidence." Talia turned from the mirror. "So let's do our own." "Do what?" "Anything, just us walking to class tomorrow, nothing special." Naomi looked up. "People are already watching us." Jade grinned. "Then let them watch well." The next morning, they did nothing unusual. They walked to class. That was all. Ariana wore soft grey trousers and white blouse. Naomi wore brown skirt and loose shirts. Jade wore black cargo pants and crop jackets. Talia wore pink mini skirt and green jacket, gold hoops shining. 4 girls. Same quiet walk, same calm faces. Jade placed her phone on the hostel balcony rail and pressed record. No dancing, no posing, no talking, just walking. She uploaded it 10 minutes later. Caption: "Clock it." Nothing else. No hashtags, no explanation, no emojis. By lunchtime, the video had crossed 300 views. By evening, it had crossed 1,000. Inside the school, only inside the school, people replayed it again and again. Not because of the walk, but because of the energy. Calm, controlled, unbothered. By Thursday morning, something had shifted. Girls started copying the walk. Slow steps, straight backs, soft expressions. Boys began saying it as a joke. "Ha, bro, clock it nah." When someone wore a nice outfit, someone else whispered, "Clock it." By Friday, the word was everywhere. In hostels, in lecture halls, in the cafeteria. A boy dropped his tray and laughed. "Clock it, my life is finished." A lecturer paused mid-sentence when he heard it. "What does that mean?" Students laughed nervously. It means, "Observe, sir." He shook his head. Strange children. Meanwhile, the 4 girls did not even know what they had started. They still studied, still ate quietly, still walked together. But now, eyes followed them differently. Girls started dressing like Talia. Blue wigs, green gigs, red braids. Makeup became bolder. Boys copied Jade's slang. Girls copied Ariana's posture. Some girls even tried to imitate Naomi's silence. By the next weekend, the biggest campus party happened. And for the first time, the 4 girls arrived late. When they entered, music did not stop, but conversation did. Someone whispered, "They are here." Phones rose. People recorded them walking to a table, not posing, not greeting anyone, just sitting.
Within minutes, someone shouted jokingly across the hall, "Clock it!" The hall laughed and the word became official. From that night, it was no longer slang, it was identity. If you dressed well, clock it. If you walked with confidence, clock it. If you spoke boldly, clock it. The four girls had become something strange. Not celebrities, not influencers, icons. Without planning it, without asking for it, without controlling it. But influence attracts attention, and attention attracts enemies. The first people to notice were the old campus queens, girls who ruled the school for 2 years, girls with thousands of followers, girls whose names controlled parties, fashion shows, hostel politics. One of them was Vanessa Knight Okafor, president of the Fashion Society. Popular, rich, feared. She sat with her friends in the cafeteria watching Ariana laugh softly at something Jade said. "That tall girl," Vanessa said slowly. "Who is she?" "No idea," someone replied. "They just came this semester." And suddenly the whole campus is copying them. Her friend frowned. "They're not even trying." "That's the problem," Vanessa said. Across campus, student influencers were panicking. Their views dropped, their followers slowed. Nobody cared about their outfits anymore. Everybody wanted to look like the Clock It girls. One influencer, Dylan Brooks Akiwale, slammed his phone on the table. "These girls came to destroy our market." "They're not posting though," someone said. "Exactly," Dylan replied. "That's the madness." The most dangerous attention came from a different place, the Emerald Circle, a powerful student group nobody talked about openly. They controlled hostel allocations, student elections, party permissions, sponsorship deals, quiet power. Their leader, final year student Marcus Hale Balagun, watched the trend grow with cold interest. He called one of his boys. "Find out everything about those four girls." Why? Influence is power, and power must belong somewhere. By Sunday night, rumors were moving. They are sponsored, they are cult girls, they are daughters of politicians, they are witches. The four girls heard some of it, but they laughed it off. "This school is funny," Jade said. Ariana said nothing. She had noticed something else. The stares were no longer curious. They were measuring, calculating, watching. On Monday morning, a video appeared on campus gossip page. Not theirs. Someone had recorded them secretly, walking between lecture halls. Caption, "Clock it or clock out." 20,000 views in one day. That evening, inside a quiet hostel corridor, a popular campus influencer leaned close to his friend and spoke softly. These girls did not come here to learn. They came to take over. And somewhere far above campus noise, something invisible had just begun to move. The first crack did not happen on campus. It happened far away from the noise, in a quiet apartment outside town. The place was small, clean, and hidden. No students lived there, no cameras, no neighbors who cared. It was the only place the four girls felt safe enough to remove their masks. That night, rain fell softly against the windows. They had returned from campus late. Phones were buzzing non-stop. Mentions, tags, messages, invitations. Talia dropped her bag on the floor and sighed. "I'm tired." Jade kicked off her shoes. "Fame is stressful, oh." Naomi said nothing. She sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. Ariana noticed first. "Naomi, what's wrong?" Silence. Then suddenly, Naomi's shoulder started shaking. Quietly at first, then louder. The kind of cry you try to hide. Talia froze. What happened?" Naomi covered her face. "I can't breathe again," she whispered. "This place, this attention, it's reminding me." "Reminding you of what?" Jade asked softly. Naomi stood up and walked to the window. "I never wanted people to look at me again," she said. "I just wanted control." The room became still. Ariana closed the door gently. "Talk to us." Naomi turned. Her eyes were red. "In secondary school, I was nobody." The words came slowly. "My father died when I was 13. My mother started selling akara by the road. I went to school with torn shoes." She laughed bitterly. "They used to call me Madame Poverty." Talia's face changed. "They hid my books. They poured water on my uniform. They said no man would ever marry me." Jade swallowed. Naomi continued. "I stopped talking for 1 full year. Teachers thought I was dumb. Students thought I was proud. She paused. Until one day, one girl slapped me in front of the class because I refused to lend her my pen. The room went quiet. Ariana's voice was low. And you told us none of this. Naomi nodded. I promised myself that day, when I enter university, nobody will ever laugh at me again. She sat down slowly. That's why I joined you. Talia wiped her eyes quickly. My own story is not better. They all looked at her. In SS2, boys used to record my body and share it on WhatsApp. They said I looked like a cheap girl, but I had never even held a boy's hand. She forced a smile. So I decided if they will talk, I will control what they talk about. Jade leaned against the wall. My mother cleaned toilets for rich people. Every visiting day, other parents came with cars. Mine came with nylon bag. Her voice was calm but tired. Girls used to laugh at the smell of bleach on my clothes. Ariana had been quiet. Now she spoke. I was the ugly one. They turned to her in shock. In my old school, they called me Bone. They said my legs were like broomstick. I ate alone for 3 years. She smiled softly. One teacher once told me, confidence is the only beauty nobody can steal. Silence filled the room. Then Jade laughed quietly. So, all of us were wounded animals. That was when the truth finally came out. Not the pain, the plan. Naomi reached into her bag and brought out an old notebook. She placed it on the bed. This is where everything started. Inside were pages of notes. Confidence psychology, personal branding, body language, color psychology, social influence. Ariana flipped through slowly. We started this in SS3, she said, before we even knew our admission would come to the same school. Talia nodded. We saved money for wigs. Clothes, Jade added. Shoes. Makeup lessons. Walking practice. Naomi smiled faintly. We studied how leaders walk, how queens sit, how people with power speak. Ariana pointed to a page. And here, written boldly, word creation strategy. Talia laughed softly. Clock it. We created it during holiday, Jade said. We wanted one word that meant observe me, respect me, notice me. Ariana closed the book. So, no, we are not chasing fame. Naomi shook her head. We are hiding from shame. For a while, nobody spoke. Rain continued to tap the windows. Then Talia said quietly, but this thing is growing too fast. Jade nodded. People are no longer just watching. They are measuring, Ariana said. Naomi hugged her knees. In secondary school, when attention came, danger followed. Talia sighed. I noticed girls following us. And boys recording secretly, Jade added. Ariana's face became serious. And someone asked about our background today. The room fell quiet again. Naomi whispered, if they find out where we came from, what we ran from, Talia finished softly. They will use it against us. Ariana stood. We didn't build this to fight power. We built this to protect ourselves. Jade nodded slowly. But now power is noticing us, Naomi said. She looked at them one by one. If we continue like this, people will soon try to destroy us. Nobody argued, because deep inside, they all felt it. That night, far away on campus, Marcos Hale Balogum sat in his room staring at 4 printed photos on his table. 4 girls, 4 calm faces, 1 movement. And beside the photos, a small note written by one of his boys. Background unclear, no family influence, no sponsors detected, but influence growing dangerously fast. Marcos smiled slightly. Interesting, he murmured. Back in the apartment, Ariana locked the door carefully. Jade switched off the lights. Naomi lay awake, staring at the ceiling. And for the first time since Clock It began, all 4 girls understood something important. They had created attention. And attention never comes alone. It always brings war.
The war did not start loudly. It started quietly, with one post on a random anonymous campus page. A blurry photo of 4 girls walking together. Caption, luxury girls or luxury runs. At first, nobody took it seriously. Students laughed. Then another post appeared, this time clearer. A video, cut strangely. Naomi entering a car, the clip edited to look secretive. Caption, Clock It girls selling themselves to big men. The comments exploded. Jade saw it first. She stared at her phone, confused. Who recorded this? Talia checked again. That video is from when my uncle came to pick me.
Another post followed, this one more dangerous. A fake screenshot of a chat claiming Ariana paid a lecturer for grades. Caption, beauty plus cheating equals clock it success. Within hours, the campus changed. Whispers followed them. Girls stopped greeting them. Boys deleted numbers. Some laughed openly when they passed. Clock it oh. But clock what exactly? Fake life, runs girls. Naomi stopped going to the cafeteria. Ariana began sitting alone in class. Jade noticed lecturers watching them differently. Then came the worst post, a long thread titled, The Dark Truth Behind the Clock It Girls. Inside it were lies layered carefully, accusations of prostitution, claims of cult connection, stories of sugar daddies sponsoring them, fake names, fake addresses. By nightfall, school authorities were tagged, parents were tagged, sponsors were tagged. The movement began to collapse. Clock it stopped meaning style. It now meant mockery. If a girl failed a test, people said, clock it. If someone tripped, they said, clock it queen. In 3 days, everything they built started burning. Then the letter came. Naomi was called first. A white envelope from the disciplinary board. Reason, investigation into immoral conduct and academic manipulation. She sat on her bed for hours, staring at it. Next was Jade. Her scholarship sponsor sent a message. We are reviewing your public image. Your funding continues. We apologize for the distress. Jade read it again and again. Her hands started shaking. Ariana came home one evening in tears. They removed my name from the exchange program list. Talia stood frozen. Removed how? They said my reputation is under investigation. Silence filled the apartment. That night, none of them slept. The next morning, the hammer fell. Naomi was suspended. 2 weeks, pending investigation. She received the message during lecture. Her phone vibrated once. She opened it, read it, stood up quietly, packed her books, and walked out. The class watched. Nobody spoke. Outside, she broke down. Full tears, ugly tears. I didn't steal anything, she cried. I didn't sleep with anybody. Talia held her tightly. They want to destroy us, Jade whispered. And they are succeeding, Ariana added. By the end of that week, boys avoided them openly. Some girls they once helped were now reposting insults. One close friend sold screenshots to bloggers. One roommate leaked voice notes. Their followers dropped. Invitations stopped. Clubs cancelled appearances. Clock it was dying, slowly, painfully. One evening, the 4 of them sat on the apartment floor. No wigs, no makeup, no colors. Just tired girls. Naomi spoke first. I'm tired of running. Jade wiped her eyes. My mother called me today. She asked if I joined bad gang. Ariana looked at the wall. I don't even know who is attacking us. Talia had been silent. The leader, the calm one, the observant one. She stood slowly, walked to the table, picked up her phone and opened a folder. Inside were files, screenshots, old recordings, saved videos, CCTV links, names. The girls looked up. Jade frowned. What is that? Talia breathed deeply. I suspected this from the beginning. She sat down. When Marcus Hale Balogun started watching us, I started saving evidence. Naomi froze. Marcus? Yes, Talia said calmly. Student Union president, son of a senator, owner of 3 influencer pages. Ariana's eyes widened. He controls half of campus media. And the old campus queens report to him, Jade whispered. Talia nodded. He felt displaced. She opened one recording. It played softly. Marcus's voice. Those girls are rising too fast. If we don't kill this movement now, they will control this campus. Silence. Another clip. A girl's voice. We will plant the prostitution story first, then courtism, then grades. Naomi covered her mouth. They planned everything. Yes, Talia said. Every rumor, every post, every edit. She showed them payment records, fake accounts linked to real students, CCTV footage of someone planting cameras near hostels, names, faces. The room became heavy. Ariana whispered, so we can expose them. Jade stood up angrily. Let's post everything now. No, Talia said softly. They turned to her. We won't fight with noise. Naomi was confused. They're killing our lives. And noise is what they want, Talia replied. If we shout, they will twist it. If we insult, they will bury us. If we fight online, they will win. She stood. We will fight with truth. The girl stared at her. Not on social media, not with emotions, with evidence, with records, with the school, with the law. Jade swallowed. They are powerful. Yes, Talia said, but power hates light. She picked up the folder. Tomorrow, we begin quietly. The room went silent. Outside, campus lights glowed. Students laughed. Rumors spread. Enemies celebrated. But inside that small apartment, 4 wounded girls had just chosen something dangerous. They were no longer running, they were preparing. And somewhere across campus, Marcus Hale Balogun felt strangely uneasy. He did not know why, but for the first time, the war had changed direction.
The truth did not arrive with noise. It arrived with documents. 2 weeks after Naomi's suspension, the university senate received a sealed envelope. No sender name. Inside were files. Payment records linking Marcus Hale Balogun to fake influencer pages. IP addresses traced to student union computers. Edited video originals beside manipulated versions. Audio recordings, screenshots of group chats planning the smear campaign, and one final file, a list. 7 students, 3 influencers, 2 student union executives, 1 external blogger, all connected. The Senate called an emergency meeting that same night. By morning, something had changed. The anonymous campus page that spread the rumors disappeared. 2 influencer accounts went silent. 1 popular blogger deleted every post about the girls. Students noticed. Whispers returned, but this time it was different. Have you heard? They say the Clock It girls were framed. Student Union Wahala is coming. Naomi was the first to receive the call from the registrar's office. Her suspension was lifted immediately. No explanation, no apology yet. Just one sentence. Please return to classes tomorrow. Jade Scholarship sponsor sent another message. We reviewed your case. Your funding continues. We apologize for the distress. Ariana's exchange program reinstated her name quietly. Talia smiled for the first time in weeks. But the real explosion came on Monday, during the General Assembly. Every student was called to the main Senate hall, even lecturers, even parent representatives. The Vice-Chancellor stood on the podium, serious, calm, and angry. There has been deliberate sabotage, misinformation, and abuse of power on this campus, he said. The hall went silent. Names were read, one by one. The influencer who framed them stood up, shaking. The student union secretary was called forward. 2 campus bloggers, Marcus Hale Balogun. When his name echoed, the hall gasped. He rose slowly, confident, still smiling, until the screen behind the podium turned on. The recordings played. His voice, clear, planning, paying, ordering destruction. The smile disappeared. Students murmured, some shouted, some stood in shock. By the time the evidence finished, nobody doubted again. Disciplinary actions came fast. 3 students expelled, 2 suspended for 2 years, influencer accounts banned permanently from campus, student union dissolved, Marcus removed from office. His father called the same night, but power failed. For once, a public apology followed, from the university, from the bloggers, from the influencer pages, from the student union. One message spread across campus: the Clock It girls were innocent. That evening, students gathered outside the girls' hostel, not to mock, to clap. Some cried, some bowed jokingly, some shouted, "Clock it no be lie, real queens, respect." Naomi stood at the balcony stunned. They are clapping for us. Jade laughed through tears. C turned around, but Talia remained quiet, watching, not proud, just relieved. From that day, Clock It changed meaning. No longer mockery. Now it meant confidence, originality, courage, self-respect. If someone dressed boldly, people said, "Clock it." If someone refused pressure, they said, "Clock it energy." If someone stood up for truth, they said, "Clock it spirit." By final year, the girls were no longer just fashion icons. They were campus leaders.
Naomi began mentoring freshmen. Jade started a comedy podcast that talked about bullying and confidence. Ariana helped create the university's first student media ethics committee. Talia worked quietly with the administration, designing student protection policies. No more rumors, no more fear, just growth. Graduation day came softly. Gold cords, parents smiling, cameras flashing. When the four girls walked together across the stage, the hall stood up. Standing ovation, not because of fashion, because of their story. Naomi graduated with first class. Jade finished top of mass communication. Ariana became the best graduating student in digital media. Talia received special commendation for leadership. Years passed, but the movement did not die. Naomi opened a fashion brand in Lagos, bold colors, affordable style for confident girls. Jade became a media influencer, but different. She spoke about self-worth, online cruelty, and truth. Ariana stayed in the university as a lecturer assistant, teaching digital ethics and storytelling. Talia founded a small organization, Clock It Foundation, for bullied students, for girls finding confidence, for young people fighting silence. Every year, they return to campus. Quiet visits, short talks, mentoring sessions, no fame, no noise, just impact. One afternoon, years later, they sat in the same apartment where they once cried. Older, calmer, stronger. Jade laughed softly. Imagine if we had fought online. Naomi shook her head. We would have lost everything. Ariana smiled. We almost did. Talia looked out the window, but we didn't. Silence settled gently. Not painful, peaceful. Before they left, Talia said quietly, "Style can open doors." Naomi completed, "But character keeps them open." And so the story ended, not with revenge, not with pride, not with power, just growth, just healing, just four girls who arrived differently and left unforgettable. If you are one of them, would you have fought online or waited for the truth? Should fame come with responsibility? Can confidence survive hatred? And in your own life, are you clocking it for attention or for purpose?
Every story carries a lesson, and if this one touched you in any way, let it guide your heart and inspire your journey. I hope you enjoyed this African folktale. If you did, please subscribe to this channel for more amazing, life-changing stories. Don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment. And if you want more, the next story is already waiting for you on your screen. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. See you in the next video.